We are live. Hope you guys can hear me out there, wherever you're watching from. Let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. I can see the comments. We're live right now on Facebook and like three different places on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on X. Hey, welcome to all my different worlds. Today, I want to talk to you about self doubt. We do have this Relentless Goal Achievers community where I get to talk to some pretty cool entrepreneurs who are in all kinds of different kind of businesses and learn from them what's going on. Well, as I'm speaking with people lately, there are so many who are experiencing self-doubt. And so I decided to go live here to give you a couple of little things that you can do that, if you're experiencing self-doubt during this holiday season or going into 2024, that little gremlin in our mind creeps in, give you a couple of tools that you can use right away to kind of shut that voice up. Or perhaps you're going to be dealing with someone who's not in the best place right now, mentally or emotionally. What can you do? What tools can you give them? That's what this live is going to be about. And really, I'm going to break it down into three things for you. Number one is, how do we break the cycle? Then I'm going to talk to you about a couple things you can do, the strategies that you can actually use to, overcome your self-doubt. And three, we're going to talk a little bit about mindset, because mindset, I mean, that's everything. So where are we watching from? Marissa, hey, welcome. Um, all right. So here we go. Number one, how do we break the cycle? Well, one, we got to understand what self-doubt is, right? I was driving, my car light went off, and the car light said I needed to check my brake fluid. Like, okay. And chances are your light goes off when, your fuel tank is low or you need an oil change or something like that. Great. Well, self-doubt really is kind of like the light gauge in our car. It's telling us that what we're thinking about is causing this emotion that we really don't want. So, first thing I would do, or I recommend you do, is pause, understand that you have this feeling of, maybe it's fear, maybe it's a feeling of unworthiness, and then explore what thoughts are you thinking about that are causing that feeling. Go back to what are you thinking about? Chances are you're either thinking about something that's happened in the past or you're anticipating something to happen in the future. Either way, whatever's causing your self-doubt is not at the present moment. Realize that. So, like Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there is a pause. And in that pause is where we can make all kinds of changes. So I'm asking you to pause. Number one, if you're feeling a certain way, stop. Take a deep breath. If you want to ground yourself, a couple techniques are using our five senses, right? You got your eyesight, your hearing, your smell, your sense of touch. And you can just, if you're spiraling out of control, just pause for a second, say, okay, what am I hearing right now? Am I hearing birds chirp? Am I hearing air conditioning? Am I hearing? And once you start focusing on what's actually happening at the present moment, what you're not focusing on is whatever's causing your self-doubt. So that's a good technique to ground yourself, is just get present with what is at the present moment. Very powerful. So you can, what am I touching? What am I feeling? What am I smelling? What am I hearing? Just ground yourself first. From that space, once you're in that space and not the hyperactive space, we can start making better decisions. Okay. So once we get there and understand that self-doubt or fear or anything that we're feeling is being caused by our thoughts, it's not real. It's just what our thoughts are letting us know. Like, if we're thinking about the past or we're thinking about something that is potentially scary for us, it's going to cause self-doubt. Okay. So changing a thought could change the feeling, right? And at any given point, we can change what we think about. For example, what did you have for dinner last night? Type it up. Yeah, Marissa's self-awareness for sure. Type it up. Like, what did you have for dinner last night? So I had some chicken that I made. Chances are you probably were not thinking about what you had for dinner last night until I asked you, what did you have for dinner? And so that's exactly one of the ways we can change what we're thinking about. Ask yourself a question. What color was your very first car? Where did you go on your very first date? You see, I'm controlling your thoughts like this by asking you simple questions, and that's how that works. All right. So, number one, we're going to break the cycle, right? So that's by pausing. Number two, once you're in a calmer state, it's good to really remember how badass you really are. And yes, you are badass because you're here. You've made it this far. Chances are this isn't your first year of being alive. And so, a good exercise for that, if you choose to do it, is writing out all the things you're proud of. Just write out all your accomplishments. It could be as small as I learned how to ride a bike if you don't have a whole lot to be proud of. But the fact is that you're here. You probably graduated from high school. You probably got married. You probably had a kid, you maybe two. You've started a business if you're listening to me, or you're a sales professional. You've got a job, right? Like what are some of the things that you've accomplished that you're proud of? We there's a saying that says we think of ourselves well only in rare moments. And that's so true, isn't it? What I'm asking you to do is consciously think of yourself well and literally focus on that. Where focus goes, energy flows, right? So once you start seeing just how amazing you are, all the things that you've accomplished, all the stuff that you have to be proud of, guess what comes with that? Some better emotions. Doors of possibilities open up for you. So, bam, if you're feeling self doubt, number one, we're going to do is we're going to pause. We're going to get present. We're going to understand that what's causing self doubt is our thoughts. Number two, we're going to change our thoughts. We're going to think about all the things we've done that are really good, that we're absolutely proud of, we're impressed with, and we're going to write those out. We're going to create a list of everything you've accomplished. Put this video on. I watched Eric's full video. I'm proud of that. It's tough to keep people's attention these days. Write that out. Number three, we're going to change our mindset. You got to realize that every single thing in our world is what we create. We literally create everything. You're creating me right now. Sitting there and you're thinking, well, is this good advice, not good advice? What does Eric know? What doesn't he know? And all this, you see me the way you see me, not the way I truly am. And therefore, I become what you see me as. So I like to give this example. Imagine you're going to meet with a potential client, and your thought is, this is the best client in the world. The opportunities are huge. This is going to be my best meeting. I'm going to over deliver. This client is somebody I can really help. I know it. I know every challenge they have, and I am the perfect one for them. It's as if God sent me to help them. That's what I'm here for. And then imagine you go into a client and you seeing it a whole different way. This client is so annoying. They're a cheapskate. They don't have any money. They'll never spend any money on me. Their cousin does this. They don't need anything. How will you show up in that meeting? Think about that. And you've created the client. See, our world is our perception. And so the second we change our perception, guess what? We change our world. So if you're feeling self-doubt, I know this might be very hard for you to understand from a low place, low emotional place, that you actually have the power to change that. But if you could just pause, take a step back, like Les Brown says, for an arrow to fly, what do you have to do? You got to pull it back. This is the time. If you're feeling self-doubt, if you're feeling less than, if you feel unworthy, just pause. Take a step back. Think. Reframe it. It will all change for you. Everything is temporary, and this too shall pass, my friend. If you're not feeling as high as you should be feeling right now during the holiday season, I feel for you. I hope you get out of that place. If there's anything I can do for you to help you, definitely let me know. You can find some great tools in our Relentless Goal Achievers arsenal. It's completely free. I'll have a link for it somewhere by this video. There's a lot of tools that can help you out. They're all free. Feel free to get them. All right, guys, have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow for another live. I'm going to try to do these every single day.